From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, October 13th, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. Velociraptor forensics tool becomes LockBit ransomware weapon. Once again, the Velociraptor open-source digital forensics and incident response tool is being used in connection with ransomware attacks, this time likely orchestrated by the group Storm 2603, which is known for deploying the Warlock and LockBit ransomware. Researchers at Sophos suggest that, quote, the attackers weaponized the on-premises SharePoint vulnerabilities known as Tool Shell to obtain initial access and deliver an outdated version of Velociraptor, version 0.73.4, that's susceptible to a privilege escalation vulnerability. This allowed them to enable arbitrary command execution and endpoint takeover, this according to Cisco Talos. This attack appears to be connected to a story we covered on September 1st regarding reported abuse of Velociraptor for tunneling and remote access. This current story appears to be an expanded and more fully characterized instance of the same abuse trend. Rapid7, which maintains Velociraptor after having acquired it in 2021, stated during the previous tunneling exploit that, quote, it's aware of the misuse of the tool and that it can also be abused when in the wrong hands, just like other security and administrative tools. End quote. Spain dismantles GXC team cybercrime group and arrests its 25-year-old leader. The arrests were conducted by the Spanish law enforcement agency Guardia Civil. The group, quote, sold AI-powered phishing kits, Android malware and voice scam tools via Telegram and Russian forums, becoming a major supplier of credential theft tools in Spain, end quote. The group's focus was crafting tools for online banking theft, e-commerce deception, and internet scams. The group also held a 20% off sale in late 2023, introducing tools that used AI to create fraudulent invoices for wire fraud and business email compromise. SonicWall SSL VPN breach warning. Following up on a story we covered last week, cybersecurity firm Huntress is now warning of a, quote, widespread compromise of SonicWall SSL VPNs, with threat actors using valid credentials to access multiple customer accounts, end quote. They added, quote, the speed and scale of these attacks imply that the attackers appear to control valid credentials rather than brute forcing, end quote. In attacks occurring since October the 4th, more than 100 SonicWall SSL VPN accounts were compromised using these valid credentials, with some attackers disconnecting quickly, while others, quote, conducted post-exploitation, scanning networks and probing local Windows accounts, end quote. This all follows on from a recent warning from SonicWall regarding unauthorized access to firewall backup files from its cloud service, exposing encrypted credentials and configurations. The acting U.S. Cyber Command and NSA chief loses nomination for the job. Army Lieutenant General William Hartman will not be nominated to be the next leader of the U.S. Cyber Command and the National Security Agency, according to 4 people familiar with the matter. Hartman has been leading both entities in an acting capacity since April. The reasons for the non-nomination include a lack of desire within the current administration to continue the dual-hat leadership arrangement at Cyber Command and the NSA. The decision to not nominate Hartman, quote, further scrambles what has already been a prolonged leadership shakeup atop the military's top digital warfighting outfit and the country's largest spy agency, end quote. Huge thanks to our sponsor, Vanta. What's your 2 a.m. security worry? Is it, do I have the right controls in place? Or, are my vendors secure? Or, the really scary one, how do I get out from under these old tools and manual processes? Enter Vanta. Vanta automates manual work so you can stop sweating over spreadsheets, chasing audit evidence, and filling out endless questionnaires. Their trust management platform continuously monitors your systems, centralizes your data, and simplifies your security at scale. Vanta also fits right into your workflows, using AI to streamline evidence collection, flag risks, and keep your program audit-ready all the time. With Vanta, you get everything you need to move faster, scale confidently, and get back to sleep. Get started at vanta.com/headlines. That is VANTA.com/headlines. Houston suburb suffers cyber attack. Sugar Land, Texas becomes one of the latest municipalities to have its online services impacted by what is being called a breach of its internal network infrastructure. The outages occurred on Thursday morning and affected online services such as the 311 contact center, utility billing, permit and inspection scheduling, permit payments, and building applications, although they stated clearly that police, fire, and medical services are still available at 911. Sugar Land is a suburb of Houston and is home to nearly 110,000 people. Hackers exploiting zero-day in GladNet file-sharing software. The zero-day vulnerability has a CVE number and is found in GladNet, CenterStack, and TrioFox products. The vulnerability allows a local attacker to access system files without authentication. According to Bleeping Computer, at least 3 companies have been targeted so far, and although a patch is not yet available, customers can apply mitigations. CenterStack and TrioFox are business solutions created by GladNet for file sharing and remote access. They enable a company to use its own storage as a cloud. Microsoft warns of payroll pirates attacking HR SaaS accounts. A threat actor named Storm2657 has been observed, quote, hijacking employee accounts with the end goal of diverting salary payments to attacker-controlled accounts, end quote. These attacks have focused on U.S.-based organizations, particularly employees in sectors like higher education, to gain access to third-party human resources software as a service platforms like Workday. These attacks do not exploit any security flaw in the services themselves, but instead turn to social engineering tactics and a lack of multi-factor authentication protections to seize control of employee accounts and ultimately modify payment information to route them to accounts managed by the threat actors. Fake inflation refund scam targets New Yorkers. A smishing campaign is sending text messages posing as the Department of Taxation and Finance and claiming to offer inflation refunds in order to steal victims' personal and financial data. It is based on an actual legitimate program, the Inflation Refund from the state of New York, that, quote, automatically sends refund checks to eligible residents to help offset the effects of inflation. The smishing attack announces that a victim has been approved and provides a link requesting further information for the refund to be processed. The deadline was September 29th of this year, but the smishing campaign is still active. The New York Governor's Office reminds the public that, quote, New Yorkers do not have to do anything to receive an inflation refund check outside of meeting the eligibility requirements, end quote. If you get value out of cybersecurity headlines every day, remember to tell a friend to check out the show. And if you share the show with colleagues or your team, let us know how you do that and why at feedback@cisoseries.com. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.